Well, the rhythmical heart of the whole patch is built by this LFO, giving the clock, and this 8-step sequencer, whose single tracks are modulating different things here in the whole patch. So the clock comes from the LFO here, and as well as here with the sequencer. With the sequencer Bordel. So both sequencers, Bordel and this 8-step trigger sequencer, are clocked by the same source here. Okay, let's go through the voices. So voice number 1, I don't know why I have patched voice number 1 into channel number 2. Doesn't matter. So voice number 1 is made by these units here above, not by plateau, but by the rest of these units. So the VCO, the saw wave output of the VCO, is sent into a VCF, and the low-pass filter output of the VCF into VCA, and which is switched on and off according to the envelope adjusted here with the ADSR. And the ADSR gets its gate impulse, its gate signal, from the first row of the step sequencer here. So 2 times per cycle here, and here it opens. Additionally, the VCF, the cutoff frequency of the VCF is modulated by this LFO, by the triangle wave of this LFO. So this is voice number 1 patched into channel 2, which I don't know why. Okay, let me fade it out and let me fade in the next voice. So here this is voice number 2 in channel 1 to make the chaos complete. It comes from the reverb unit, but the reverb unit is of course fed by a certain sound, and this comes from Chebby Shoe, or how to say this. This is the name of this VCO. The output goes also to the scope here, and to show optically what's going on. And this VCA we don't need. It's a remnant from an earlier preset. Okay, so what's going on in Chebby Chew or Chebby Chef or something like that? At first there is frequency modulation going on. This frequency modulation is done by the pulses going coming from this 8-step trigger sequencer, row number 3, this one here, but it's not the frequency modulation itself, but it's the amount of frequency modulation, which is set high and low according to the pulses here at beat number 2 and number 6 here. But there's also a pitch modulation, and this is generated by the second row here above, beat number 3 and 4, and beat number 8. The switches here down. It's this. And there is a gain input, and the gain input is modulated. The gain of the whole thing is modulated by the saw wave of the clock LFO, which otherwise sends its square wave to the clock inputs here. Yeah, that's this voice. The next one. Let me go to voice number 3. Voice number 3. Okay, consequently, it's patched into channel number 4, of course. So it comes from Basel, and Basel's output goes through a VCA, which is opened and closed according to this ADSR here, getting its gate from the Bordel sequencer. The sequence, not a step trigger sequencer, but a sequencer with making real different pitches here with the knobs. Okay, so the VCO, the volt per octave output of the sequencer is of course patched to the input volt per octave input of Basel. But also, there is something, an additional modulation is going on, timbre modulation, and this timbre modulation comes, of course, from the 8-step trigger sequencer, this row here. Okay, otherwise there isn't anything more to say. It's synchronized to both to the trigger sequences, the Burdell and the 8-step trigger sequencer, because they share the same clock here from this LFO. Okay, let me go down and come to voice 4 at channel 3. I don't know why I did this. Okay, this is another Squinky Labs module kitchen sink. Kitchen sink has an ADSR of its own. The output goes directly to the mixer. Its gate comes from row number 5 of this 8-step trigger sequencer, being opened at steps or beats 3, 4, and 7. Okay, this gate. And there's a feedback the CV input, and this feedback CV input is fed by row number 7 here. So, and row number 7 gives only 1 pulse per cycle and step number 7 at this step here. Otherwise, the shape, of course, the shape is modulated by the shape of the wave is modulated by the last row here of the step sequencer, giving a signal only at step, at beat number 4. Here, this one. Okay, and now let's listen to all 4 again. Nice toy sound rhythm.